Hey YouTube, RicoKnows here. Going to continue my series where I point out one hidden gem on every single team in America. If you weren't aware, I am identifying one hidden gem for the 2024 college football season. And if you want to see all the other hidden gems, go to YouTube, search RicoKnows, check the playlist on the homepage, find RicoKnows Hidden Gems 2024 college football. You will find the hidden gems. In this video, I'm going to talk about Ball State. Now, most people don't talk about Ball State, okay? Ball State plays in the MAC. Probably not your brand of football unless you're an MVP. Shout out to my MVPs on Patreon and YouTube. If you become a member of the channel, not just subscribe, not just follow, but become a member, you know we watch MAC football every single weekday. I go out there, I talk on the Discord server, I provide commentary during the games, I give you live bets, we do all the prop bets. We watch a lot of MAC action football, and we get it right. I think last season, at one point during the regular season, during weekday games, at one point, I was 21-3 against the spread during a portion of the season. I do every single game against the spread if it's a weekday game. Weekends, we pick and choose wisely. Enough of that, though. Let's talk about Ball State. So last year, my hidden gem for Ball State was Caden Samanza. I did a video on him on TikTok, and I talked about how I thought this freshman was going to be the starting quarterback at Ball State. I didn't believe in Kelly's ability to throw, and I thought Samanza's got to be the guy. This is a quarterback coming over from Mission Viejo. Mikey Matthews was his receiver. I believe in Samanza. He's going to do it. And he looked sharp at times. I think he even got to start the game against Georgia, which is nuts. And then he redshirted. So maybe I was a year too early on it. And him being the starting quarterback, I don't really want to be that guy. I really don't want to go out and say, hey, he's a hidden gem because he's the starting quarterback. So we won't go there. Okay. Receiver room's stout. Justin Bowick is brand new to the receiver room, coming over from Eastern Illinois, an FCS transfer. And then all the receivers are pretty decent. They're all back. Ty Robinson, leading receiver, Magwood is back. Pretty decent room for the MAC for sure. Okay, not bad. Running back room leaves a lot to be desired. Quez Cooper just left, went to San Diego State. That was a back-to-back. I think he rushed for 1,000 yards last year. So he's had 3 years in a row now over 1,000 yards. Back-to-back 1,200-yard seasons, then 1,000 yards last year. Still, you obviously understand that they're missing a guy like Steele and stuff like that. But here we got Charlie Spagel. I believe he's a transfer from Indiana. One of the softest running back rooms I've seen. Shout out to these young men. I'm not hating on you. I'm comparing you to other FBS running backs. So please remember that, okay? Looking at the defense, transfers coming in. That's cool. Shout out to them. Shout out to Ty, by the way. Ty Baldwin's actually a pretty good player. The secondary is okay. One of their best players in the secondary just left, unfortunately. They had an all-conference safety. He's gone. And if I can talk about Keontae Newsome, he led the team in tackles, but he wasn't supposed to. Remember, there was an injury last year, and I have my notes in front of me. Who was the guy that got injured? Oh, Clayton. Clayton Cole goes down with an injury week 1, and then Keontae Newsome comes back into the game, or he gets into the starting lineup and leads the team in tackles. And that would have been so cool if I predicted he was the hidden gem, because then he would have went out there and balled out of control. So, who's my hidden gem? Well, he's right below. He's number 21, okay? And you see him here on the starting lineup. Joey Stemler. He's only started a few games in his career. I went back and watched tape on Ball State in preparation for this video and in preparation for the offense and defensive rankings that I do in the preseason to help me with my capping for the MVPs, right, for the gamblers. So I got to know every team in America, especially if I'm giving recommendations on who's going to win, cover the spread, and whatnot. So I studied Ball State. I turned on the tape, and I want to say one game was Central Michigan, and the other game was Eastern Michigan. So the directional Michigans. He plays against both of them, and he looked good. He looked decent. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is Jeff Knowles is the new defensive coordinator for Ball State. Just got hired. I don't remember him at Temple, but he was at Temple before. And for whatever reason, I can't remember him at Temple. That more power to him. But he's replacing Tyler Stockton as the defensive coordinator, and he's an inside linebackers coach. So he's going to develop the linebackers. Well, what do you know? I'm talking about a linebacker in Joey Stemler. You see the picture here? Dude looks like he didn't do his hair that day. He looks like he really don't care about his hair. He really doesn't. The man just wants to play ball. Just keep it out of my face, and I'm ready to do my thing. He's pretty old school, played at Elder High School in Ohio. His huddle tape is a little disappointing. His huddle tape isn't all that great. And what I mean by that is I watch more huddle to film than anybody, okay? I really do. I watch huddle film every single day. I watch it more than position coaches, more than coordinators. I'm watching everybody's huddle tape, the whole country, not just regionally, everybody. And then I do the high school film reviews on TikTok. People pay me to do their film reviews and to get it in the right people's face, right? So here I'm watching this, I think he's number 5 in the video. Yeah, he's number 5. He's setting the edge here. What I don't like is that his team, from time to time, puts him with a hand in the dirt. I think he's a totally different player when he doesn't have his hand in the dirt. When he's setting the edge, yes, he's strong, and he's willing to do whatever it takes for the team. Watch him here. He's going to set the edge, keep his outside shoulder free, and force everything back to the inside, and that's the play. Now, I'm going to be honest. Unless I'm trying to recruit an edge rusher, and I don't see any edge rushing moves, this is terrible tape, especially the first couple of plays. Look at him. He takes on a double team, blows up the whole play. He's willing to sacrifice himself for the play. But we're just talking about a guy who cuts off at the knees, and there's no athleticism here. I think it's terrible tape when you're not showing what this young man can do. When in reality, when he gets on his horse and starts running, look at him. Right here, he starts taking the right angle. He doesn't quit on the play. And that's an athlete all of a sudden. About a 4.7 40. I'm calibrated to see speed, okay? And I'm watching him when he's standing 2 feet. He gets rid of blockers, meets backs in the hole. He's got a lot more range. I think this is just a high school coach outthinking themselves, right? Putting him in position where he can't go make the play. This is a stud. Watch him. He's an absolute monster when he's given an opportunity to run around. There's a play coming up here where he sheds a block and makes the play, and I just think to myself, I would have that guy standing every play. I don't need him right here in a 3-point stance on the edge. What's the down and distance? 2nd and 5, and we have him on the edge. He has to move to go make the play somewhere else. There's 11 guys on defense, and he's the only one making this is my favorite play of his right here. Just run up, take the right angle, make the tackle. That's not my favorite play. That wasn't it. I'm looking for it, though. It might be here. Let's see what this man does. Just run up, he's doing fine. In space, kind of gets dragged a little bit. I don't like that. Maybe it's the next play. It's got to be coming up. It's right here. It's towards the middle of the tape for sure. Watch this, man. There it is. Just great leverage, a better understanding of defense, and when he's off the ball, he's a different player. It's when you try to have him set the edge that I'm a little underwhelmed. So now I can see why a good linebacker actually falls to the MAC. I can see it because they did him no service with this. Look at this, though. Reroute the guy. I love it. Reroute him, put him in the dirt, and then drop into coverage. It's awesome. That shows me the range. I would much rather him playing linebacker, have some tight end try to run hook to curl in front of my face and get smacked, right? I would much rather do that. I wish he would stood up and knock that dude in the damn ear hole, but it's all good. I love his tape. I think he's a good player, situationally aware. I just don't like his hand in the dirt. So you get to Ball State, and we can stop seeing hand in the dirt. We can let this guy play. Right? And you have a real linebackers coach. So I'm doing something I never really do. I'm taking a complete stab in the dark, and I'm saying Joey Stemler becomes a much better player now that he's playing wheel linebacker, now that hopefully his hand's not always in the dirt, and he's up and he can read and react, and he has a real defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. I think the improvement should be there. Keontae Newsome is going to help him out a lot. He gets all the attention. Okay. Either way, I believe in these linebackers. I hope Ball State has a great season, but the cupboard's pretty bare at Ball State when it comes to the rest of the talent in comparison to the MAC. It just looks a little daunting for them this season. It is what it is. You know, you got to go out there and play and have the college football experience. I'm RicoKnows. I'm pointing out one hidden gem on every single team in America. Please go to YouTube, search RicoKnows, find the playlist, and go learn about all the other hidden gems. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.